Hey there, welcome to my studio here at home. I'm James. When you have some time, please visit my updated website, ocyogi.com, for more information regarding my current offerings of online yoga classes, as well as more information about myself. Today's practice will be two parts. The first portion will be more yin, restorative type of yoga. I will use a couple of blocks, a yoga strap, and a couple of cushions as a bolster. If you have a yoga bolster, that's fantastic. You can go ahead and use the bolster. Okay. The second portion of the practice is the more active portion. If you want to fast forward to that, you're more than welcome to do so. The yin portion or the restorative portion is roughly about an hour. So if you go roughly about hour and 2 minutes or so into the video, that's when the more physical practice will begin. If you do try both, if you do the entire sequence, I look forward to your feedback. Have a safe practice as always, modify and rest when you need to, and let's go ahead and start. Let's go ahead and come to our back and hug the knees into the chest. Relax your head down, rock the knees around, circle around here. Just notice how the lower back feels as maybe you press the knees in and release, or again as you circle. Release your feet, send the left foot away, but keep the right shin close to you. Interlace over the shin just below the kneecap, and begin to bring it in towards the right armpit from the outside, and begin to massage the hip socket by circling the knee around. As you navigate and as you guide here, just notice how the hip socket feels on the right side, maybe how the lower back feels. Can you come in and press a bit more, or does that bother you? Okay, be aware of all those little sensations. Sometimes you might come in and move a bit left and right here. Good. Now, as you bring it in towards the right side, soften shoulders away from ears, relax the belly, but do press the lower back into the floor as much as you can. Okay? And take a breath through the nose here. Exhale, see if you could press and squeeze a bit more with your hands. As you release, you can reverse direction of the circle. So if you were going clockwise before, maybe now you're going counterclockwise, and vice versa. Excellent. Extend the foot up towards the ceiling, interlace hands behind the leg, and circle the foot about the ankle joint. Curl toes closed, fan toes open. Point and flex back and forth. If your ankle crackles, take some pops a little bit here, slow the motion down. That rotational motion of the foot, slow it down. Be sure to rotate in the other direction too. Back and forth, relax and bend the knee. Keep both knees bent, bring the other knee in. Inhale here. Exhale, knees over to the left. Nice and easy as you maybe stretch the feet away, depending on how your lower back feels. Shoulders, upper back are glued down, they're soft. You might turn to gaze over to the right, or you might maintain a neutral neck and just continue to gaze upwards. And again, just notice how that stretch of the feet away as you take the bend out of your knees and extend the heels away. If that's a bit much, you could just keep the knees bent. Relax belly. Breathe into the rib cage, right side periphery of your body. Deep inhale as you do that. Exhaling. And the palm of your left hand now might press just a bit more. One more breath there. Exhale it out. Good. Slowly come back to center. Rock a bit left and right. Lower the right foot and extend it away. Hug the left knee into the chest. Relax the head down. And begin to circle here. Massage the hip socket on the left side. Noticing any difference in sensation. Again, navigating across the surface of the hip bone, hip socket. And moving maybe left and right also. The interlace is firm, but the shoulders relax away from ears. And inhale. Exhale, give it a good little squeeze towards the left armpit. So the knee is slightly to the left, outside of the chest line, the nipple line, right, as you bring it in. Good. And be sure to circle it clockwise maybe. Also, if initially you were going counterclockwise. Extend left foot up towards the ceiling. Interlace hands behind the leg. Circle the left foot about the ankle joint here. Curl toes closed, fan toes open. Do that a few times also. Continue to circle. Reverse direction of the circle. And again, you'll slow it down if the ankle is crackling and popping a little bit. Fan toes open, point, flex back and forth, back and forth. Bend knees, bring the other knee in. Inhale. Exhale, knees to the right, and you could scoot the hips just a little bit to the left. Palm of the right hand outside of the thigh. Rolling and pressing that thigh away and towards the floor. Breathe into the rib cage, belly on the left side. As you take that inhale, try to relax the belly and the rib cage. And don't press so much with your right hand during the inhale. During the exhale, then you might press a bit more. Okay? Deep inhale. Exhale it out. Maybe gaze to the left. Maybe just neck neutral. Up, you're gazing upwards. Maybe extending feet away further to your right. Slowly as you release, come back to center. Hug the knees into the chest here. Rock a little bit back and forth, maybe even hold on to the legs. And let's come up and have a seat. Cross the legs, sit up nice and tall. Keep the fingertips behind you here, pressing floor away. Draw the belly button in as you sit up tall. If it helps you, if your knees are a bit tight and stiff, you want to sit on a block, that could help also. Belly in, sit up tall, comfortable sort of sukhasana, cross-legged. Whichever way you cross your legs is fine. Okay? Shrug the shoulders up, back, and down. Switch up, forward, and down. Belly in, upright posture. Soften shoulders away from ears and gentle rotations with the neck, like you're shaking your head no. Now let's connect that motion to breath. In the center, deep inhale. Look to your right, exhale. To center, inhale. Turn to the left, exhaling. To center, inhale. Round back, chin to chest, exhaling, belly button draw it in. Inhale, straighten up the posture. And then even expand through the heart center even more, like you're opening your chest, little arch in the back. Exhale, rounding back. Inhale, arching. Exhale, rounding back. So notice as I did that, I sort of brought the elbows back, squeezing through the back muscles a bit here. Let's try that again. Good. Now as you sit up tall, whether it's on your mat or on the block, bring your right arm over, your right hand up and over, and plant it on the left side of the occipital bone here, gently pressing and letting the weight sort of take over to stretch through the sternocleidomastoid muscle on the left side of the neck here. Exhaling. Slowly as you release, gently tilt the head back to center neutral position. Inhale, left hand up. Exhale, plant on the right side of the head and gently tilt the head to the left here, allowing the weight of your left hand to gradually sit into place. Stretching the right side of your neck, maintain breath connection, upright posture, belly button, draw it in. With the exhale, softening, maintaining that release through the shoulders and neck. Slowly as you release, the head tilts back to neutral. Gently again shake the head no. Nod the head yes a few times. And gently as you roll the chin left and right. Good. Left hand, reach it over to the side. Inhale, right hand up. Exhale, maintain even weight through sit bones, but reach up and over to your left. Now bring your left chest and shoulder forward a bit and draw your right chest and shoulder back while maintaining that lift. Up and over as you reach. Keep a soft bend in the left elbow if you need to. The inhale's lifting that right side rib cage even more. Come back with an inhale. Lift the left hand up also. Exhale, right hand plants down, up and over to the right as you reach with your left hand, belly button in, even sitting with the sit bones, up and to the right as you reach. Bring the right chest shoulder forward a bit more, draw the left shoulder back a bit, and keep reaching up and overhead, belly in, breathing into the rib cage, more so through the left side of the body. Slowly as you release, come back to center and shrug the shoulders up, back, and down a bit here. Good. Now as you come off the block, put that over to the side. Keep both blocks nearby. Okay? I'm going to use the thinner block today. If your blocks are the same width, that's totally okay, so it won't really matter. But just in my case, I'm going to use the thinner one for the mid-back. The way I'm going to position it is this surface is going to cover the mid-back, and I'm going to come down and rest on it. I'm going to bring a bolster or a pillow here because my feet are going to come on that, right? And I'll show you how we'll position the feet first. For now, just relax your legs over the pillow, or 2 pillows if you want. Keep one of the other blocks nearby. Position the block again this way, right, across the mid-back, and gently as you come down onto the block. You should feel it sort of even across the mid-back, right? So it's situated this way along with the trunk of the body, along with the spine. The other block, like a pillar, is going to come and support the neck. If you tend to place it up more towards the head here, it'll give you a little bit of a tilt of the chin downward to get a nice little release through the neck here. You want to completely let the body sort of settle onto the blocks. Both the head, neck relaxing, shoulders softening away. Same with the mid-back. Now, option for supported cobbler's pose or Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet come together and allow the feet, the knees to butterfly open. Okay? Just make sure the block is in a good place. We'll be here for about 3 minutes or so. Now focus on closing eyes and lengthening breath through the nose. And occasionally, you could exhale out through the mouth if you want. Occasionally you may practice Langhana as you hold the inhale, the breath at the top of the inhale. Start to wiggle the toes maybe a bit, the fingertips a little bit here, and opening, closing hands. And you might start to wiggle the feet away so that your feet and legs are now stretching out, relaxing over resting over the bolster. Okay. And shake out the ankles and feet a bit here. Point and flex back and forth. Now slowly slide your arms a bit closer towards you and sort of brace through the core a little bit here, pressing through the forearms, and bring your head off the block and your mid-back off the block. And put those over to the side for now. Come down, hug the knees in, and roll into a ball here. So soften shoulders away, but knee close to forehead as you press the mid-back and the lower back towards the mat, and then relax the head down. Keep shoulders away from ears, like you want to elongate through the neck a bit more, and slightly tilt the chin inward as your knees press into your forearms. Maybe you're holding opposite elbows with the hands here. And belly in as you exhale, sending your tailbone and lower back to the floor. Excellent. Slowly hold on to the legs, rock a little bit back and forth. And just a friendly heads up, the yin portion might go a little bit past the half-hour mark, which hopefully will feel even better for you here. Now, we're going to go ahead and grab the strap. The reason I have it in a loop is because I'll bring a double layered strap over the ball of the foot, and then my hands have a comfortable grip here hanging on to the strap here, right? If you don't have it in a loop, you're just holding on, that's okay. It's just, your forearms and your hands are going to do a little bit more work, all right? Let's go ahead and relax the left foot all the way down. Extend through the right heel and dorsiflex right toes towards us. If you're a little bit tighter and your knee is bent, it's okay. Let the foot go away a bit further, and gradually you might be able to straighten out your leg just a bit more. Okay, soften through the shoulders. Your grip is firm, your shoulders are relaxed, and your hips and your lower back are against the floor. Now, let the foot just kind of hover, guide it here with the strap, right? Just to make sure your lower back and hip is settled down. Now, as you start to bring the foot overhead with the strap, you'll feel where your point of resistance is. Once you reach that point, try to flex toes towards you even more, and you can increase the pull just a bit more depending on how the tension across the back of the leg feels through the hamstring, the calf, into the Achilles tendon. Okay? Maintain a breath connection here, lengthening breath as much as you can. Calm, eyes closed, but enough tension so that you do feel the stretch. Pass the strap over to your left hand. Palm of the hand comfortably holds. Let the foot heel travel away and to the left as you keep the upper back shoulders down. Now it's up to you where you allow the foot to navigate to, right? You guide it with the strap. Your hand and the strap is doing the guiding. Maybe head turns to the right, shoulder soften down. If you're going for more of a stretch and a twist here, you definitely want to draw the belly in, especially as you exhale. Maintaining extension through the heel, if you can, flexing toes towards you. As you come back up to center, nice and slow. Pass the strap over to the right hand. You can keep a block or a pillow over on that right side where the right foot leg might land. It'll serve as support here. If you want to maintain it elevated, that's okay also. Just ensure that you're not easily, but steadily opening through the pelvis here so that you don't overstretch the right side. Lower back and hips are pressed down, and you're maintaining tension in the strap. Again, you'll come to a point of resistance where you might need a bolster or a block to support the leg on the right side. Okay? Shoulders soften down. If you want a bit more, you're pulling more with the right hand. Maintain breath here again. Lengthen breath through the nose. Exhale through the nose or through the mouth. As you brace through the core and navigate back up to center, both hands are going to hold strap again. You're going to bend the knee. The shin is going to face vertical, is going to be vertical, so sole of the foot up towards the ceiling. And you might bring it in just a bit closer, like you want to draw that knee in towards the right armpit. Okay, press the lower back into the floor. Soften shoulders away. Breathe here. Slowly as you release, shake out the leg a little bit here. Okay, hug the knees back in and rock a little bit back and forth or circle the knees around. And if it feels good to hang on to the hamstrings with the palms of the hands here, bend and extend and flex the feet at the same time. You're bending, extending a few times here. And let's go ahead and set up the strap on the left side. Over the ball of the foot. Comfortable grip if you have in a loop. If you don't, that's okay. Leave some room for the toes here, so the toes, you're not strangling them. The strap is locked over the ball of the foot, and again, you're letting the hip settle first, and you're relaxing, letting that foot travel a little bit further away, soft through the neck and shoulders. If you have an arch sort of in the neck, and that's a bit uncomfortable, a block underneath the head here can also help. So I'll do that in this case on this side. And then gradually, as I settle the hips down, I'll start to work with the strap, bringing the foot overhead, feeling where the point of resistance is, and from there, you don't want to over pull, you want to maintain and focus on breath. If you do make any advancements, right, those are micro advancements because you don't want to overstretch and overdo the pulling across the back of the leg. Tune into the stretch along the hamstring, the calf, the Achilles tendon, dorsiflexing toes towards you as much as possible. Soften through the neck and shoulders. Now this time, instead of going to the right first, we'll pass the strap over to the left hand Okay, comfortable grip. Again, maybe a pillow or a block on the left side for you here. Slowly as you abduct open to the left. Okay, maintain a firm grip, softly landing on your pillow or block, or not. Keeping the foot hovering, pulling with the left hand, belly button, draw it in, lower back, hips grounded down here, right? If your right pelvis tends to lift up, your palm of the right hand can even keep that pelvis down towards the floor. Up to center as we travel, brace through the core, pass the strap over to your right hand, your left hand arm can relax over to the side. Left foot up, away, and to the right as it travels. There's gradually a gentle twist here. I'm going to remove the block from behind the head for now, so my head can rest, gradually coming into an iliotibial stretch on the left side, into the hip socket, extending through the heels, soften through the shoulders. Maybe your gaze slightly to the left here. Okay, upper back, shoulders grounded down. Belly button, draw it in on the exhales, but relax through the belly as you inhale. You can have a bolster block supporting the foot, the leg on this side too, or you can just continue to pull with the strap through the pull of your hand. Guide the foot back up to center. Bend through the left knee. The shin is vertical, the sole of the foot pointing towards the ceiling. You might even bring the hands together here and increase the pull a bit here, right? It's more of a sort of hamstring stretch as we get that knee in, a little bit closer towards the floor, towards the armpit here. Lengthen breath through the nose. Good. Slowly as you release, again, you might bend the knees a little bit here so that flexion serves as a counter to the deeper stretch. And circle the knees around or hang on to the legs, bend and flex nice and slow a few times. Okay, good. Rock a bit back and forth. And now, one pillow or two pillows, or depending, maybe you have a yoga bolster. I'm going to place the bolsters here. I'm going to bring the left foot on the pillow on the bolster. I'm going to figure four, right over left. So a passive figure four stretch is you maintain the figure four shape, and the palm of your right hand gradually presses the inner thigh away. Don't push on the knee bone itself here, right, on the knee joint. Come a little bit lower and keep the foot flexed and press it away. And sometimes you relax the foot a bit and see how it feels. This is more of a sensation. I feel like my knee joint is protected more if I keep the foot flexed and then I press the inner thigh away. If I want to make this a bit more of an active figure four, I'm going to lift the foot off the pillow. I'm going to hook the shin here with the left hand, and I'll continue to bring it in towards me as I press the inner right thigh away here. This is a much deeper figure four stretch. Slowly as you release, if the foot was off the pillow. Now, you maintain the figure four, you keep the left foot to the left here, so I'm going to kind of lift it off and bring it to the left edge of the mat. I'm going to lower the figure four and the right knee thigh away to the right here for a stretch through the little pelvis here. If two cushions is a bit much, so if I'm not feeling much stretch here, I might remove a pillow. Okay, and I'll keep the foot on the pillow going over to the right here. If this is a bit much, I might place the block supporting the knee thigh on the right side here. So just see how that feels for you as you come sort of into this pelvic twist. Okay, you want the weight of the right foot shin to be resting across the left thigh, closer towards the knee. That's where sort of there's more of you're taking advantage and using leverage, using the weight of the shin, the leg, to press the left knee thigh towards the floor. If you're not feeling this, then you could remove that pillow also, and no pillow here coming down. Or you can just have the pillow on the foot here to elevate the foot off the floor a bit, and then resting here. You just want to make sure that your hips are sort of still centered. The left foot is to the left, and the right knee thigh is to the right. Soften through the head and neck. Breathe here. Sometimes you can even actively press through the right shin and foot against the outside left thigh and even press further to deepen the stretch. Good. Slowly wiggle the right foot off the knee thigh. Gently bring that knee back up and to the left. Okay. Maybe keep the pillow bolster there. Bring the soles of the feet together and allow the knees to relax open in Supta Baddha Konasana or supported cobbler's pose. Take a few breaths here. Good. Extend the feet apart. Flex toes towards you. Press the belly in and hence your lower back against the floor. Keep those thighs nice and flexed. Reach back for a nice long pencil stretch. Big inhale, exhale. Good. Feet come in, figure four, left over right. Again, more passive or more active, that's really up to you. Okay? Set up your figure four. The palm of your left hand is going to be pressing the inner left thigh away. You can even sort of cup here and externally sort of opening, rotating the thigh away and to the left like this. Or you can gently press away. Head resting, shoulders relaxing, upper back resting, and that right shin can come in if you're keeping it more active. Sometimes you could go with the hands loop through the legs here, over the shin, and you can come in more actively, or resting foot, hand pressing away, more passive. Your choice. Slowly as you release, if you had the more passive figure four, wiggle your right foot to the right, keep the figure four shape, and let it come down to the left here, ensuring that your left foot and shin roughly stay across the outside of the right thigh, because we want to press that towards the floor, right? We want to let gravity take over as much as possible here. Soften through the neck and shoulders. If you want a deeper stretch, you could remove the pillow, put it over to the right, keep the foot to the right, and rest it on the pillow. That little elevation will make it a little bit more challenging in terms of a deeper stretch through the iliotibial band on the right side and for this little pelvic twist here. Try to relax. If you're tighter, you definitely want to use bolsters and a block supporting the left knee thigh on this side. As we breathe here, we also scan the body, the pelvis, the IT band, the knee even, right? Just notice how everything feels. Be aware of those little sensations. Slowly wiggle the left foot off the knee, off the thigh. Nice and easy. Wiggle the right foot back to the center. Maybe place that pillow there. Soles of the feet come together. Again, butterfly, the knees open. Center along your mat. If that's a bit much, I might just even relax the legs here. Just give the knees and the thighs a little bit of a break. The pillows are nice. The bolster is nice because it gives an elevation for the legs, allowing our lower back and our hips to settle softly against the mat. Calm, steady breath. Good. Hug the knees into the chest. Rock left and right. Hold on to the legs and rock back and forth. Massaging the mid-back and the lower back. Sometimes you might go back a bit further, maybe come to the upper back a bit more. Just be careful you don't come onto the shoulders and the neck. We're focusing on massaging mid-back and lower back more here. Excellent. Let's go ahead and come up. We'll put the bolsters, pillows over to the side for now. You can actually keep one nearby as we come to a child's pose. The bolster or the pillow, if it's a smaller cushion, could serve as cushion for the knees or the forehead, or the head can come onto the pillow. Okay, so I'm going to just come to a child's pose here. I'm going to bring the knees a little bit wider, and I'm going to sit the sit bones back. If you don't need the pillow, of course, you can put it aside. A block can also serve a similar purpose. If you have two blocks that are of equal height, you can also try child's pose this way, and soon I'll be getting some blocks that are going to be even height. So you could be here in child's pose also. This is a really good restorative posture as well. It's a good heart opener, sort of chest opener, and you might feel a little gentle stretch through the shoulders also. Of course, it could be done without the blocks too, but the blocks do give more of a stretch because they're lifting your elbows higher off the floor here. Okay? So let's breathe here. If that's a bit much, the forearms, elbows can always rest. You can soften the shoulders away from ears, wiggle around a little bit so that you slightly feel more comfort across the back of your neck. If the deeper flexion in the knees is a bit much, that's where a block could come in handy. And you could sit back on the block this way. Or this way, you could situate the block however it's more comfortable for you. Good. Slowly as you release, come to a neutral table position and put the blocks over to the side, pillow over to the side. Take some time here, extend the feet one at a time away, bend and extend through the knee here, get those little kinks out. Other side here, bend and extend. Okay, and then now cow and cat Vidalasana, inhaling, arching. Exhale, round. Inhale as you arch. Exhale as you round. Belly button in, draw tailbone underneath you, pressing floor away. Keep going. Excellent. Now, bring your left hand in the center and press floor away here. Belly button, draw it in. Inhale and sweep your right arm nice and high. Exhale and thread the arm through. Lower down the shoulder, lined up kind of with the knee and the shin. You could come down, have a bolster or a block, and rest the arm on the shoulder or on the bolster also. Okay, so that's optional. And your head might even stay on the bolster. Okay, so you can be here, relaxing with this arm and the shoulder on the left side too, and letting your weight stretch out the back of your right shoulder. Tilt the chin slightly inward, If you want a bit more, you could reach the left hand forward and maybe extend through the left heel. Tilt the chin slightly in. A little bit easier, but with a deep reflection in the knees would be child's pose variation of this as you sit back and your arm is still threaded through. So this is another option to here. Left arm could be resting behind your back. Slowly come back to your neutral tabletop. Adjust your knees, your shins if you need to. Circle around or cow and cat. Any other shape or form or movement that feels good for you. Maybe hips to the left, look to the left. Hips to the right, look to the right. Right hand place it closer to the left hand in the center. Inhale and sweep that left arm nice and high. Exhale, thread the needle pose on this side. Your left arm goes through to the right. Left ear shoulder comes down. Belly button, draw it in. You could extend the right foot heel away, or you could keep it down here. Just let that shoulder settle. Left hand reaching forward if you want. Tilt the chin slightly in towards the chest. Gentle with the neck here. If you came to the child's pose variation, then you're sitting sit bones back into the heels, keeping the left arm threaded through. Chin could rest over the arm, or you could continue to rest looking to the right here. Right arm can rest behind your back. Slowly as you release, coming back to center again. And again, feel free to move around a bit or cow and cat. Continue to flow in Vidalasana just a few more times. Good. Now come on down to the belly, the thighs, and the pelvis. Extend the hands apart here, palms face down. Initially, neck neutral and the tops of the feet are down. As you look to the right and rest your left ear down, bring your right hand in close to you so the palm of your right hand can press into the floor. Okay? Slowly as you turn, exposing the chest to the right here, and your right foot planting behind on the floor, close to your leg. And maintain here with the right hand beside you, supporting, gentle with the shoulder girdle on the left side, palm of the left hand facing down. If you want to take the right hand, arm, and wrap it behind, rest it here, you can. Softening through neck and shoulders. Head resting, shoulders slightly away from ears. If you want a bit more, you can wiggle the hips a little bit to the center of the mat, okay? And then your right foot is going to wiggle a bit closer towards the center also. Now, using your right hand for support so you can kind of brace and hold yourself here,
Some might pick up the left foot and figure four across the right leg. That's optional. The figure four doesn't have to be hovering like I'm hovering here. The figure four left knee, for example, could be resting on a block or on the floor. So that, either is okay. Just see where you want to take it, okay? If the leg, for example, cramps up a little bit, just stay in the original position. You could be here, right? No need to go any further, okay? Now, the palm of the left hand is down right now. I want to gently turn so the palm of the hand is facing up. I'm going to wiggle the arm away and down towards my back a bit. I want to reach the right hand up, and I want to see if the hands can find each other and interlace. This is a little extra, and you can stretch the shoulders this way too. Okay? So you're over on your side, and you're stretching through the shoulders. Soften through the neck. Breathe here. Slowly as you release the interlace and come back to that cross-shaped position. Look to the left and place the right ear down. Your left hand comes in for support, getting ready to press. Your right hand is extended away to your right across the shoulder, palm of the hand facing down. Now, you'll wiggle around and expose your sternum chest to the left here as your left hand presses. Hips, you can wiggle a bit too. The left foot you're planting behind the right leg. And the right leg foot can be extended away. One side may not be as mobile as the other, right? So just be aware of that as you go through these positions. Head, shoulders relaxing. Option for left arm to rest behind back. Good. Now, just like before, if we want a bit more, we might try to wiggle the hips a bit, pick up the foot on the right foot, and figure four over left here. Sometimes a block might be coming handy here to place the head, the face on the block, okay? Or the head can rest on the floor. Good. Now, as you come back, you're going to turn the palm of the right hand to face up, and you're going to wiggle that hand down a little bit here, right? Finding just a bit more comfort through the shoulders. Left hand might reach behind you, and the interlace again might come together on this side as you stretch the hands away and slightly up. And you're on your side here, shoulders away from ears, head resting, as you get a little shoulder stretch here. Breathe through the nose. Slowly as you release, coming back to center here. Bring the forearms in. Come back to a child's pose position. This time, the knees could be a bit closer together as you sit back. But now you're going to take the hands and slide forward more and lower the head down. And now you're more of an extended puppy. The hips are a little bit higher, right? Maybe even over the knees. Good. Slowly, as you press floor away, come back, maybe have a seat.
Shrug the shoulders up, back, and down. Okay. This pretty much concludes our yin portion of the practice. Now, you can pause the video, of course, after. Come next to a wall in your room, get your hips really close to the wall, and then send the feet up the wall for Viparita Karani. Or you could take a traditional Shavasana, bolster or pillows under your legs, resting, or maybe a restorative back bend using the block. Another way that you can simulate sort of inversion of the feet, Viparita Karani, is to place a block underneath the hips here. Okay, kind of supporting the hip and the tailbone, the glutes. Okay, you don't want it, I don't really like it particularly in the lower back, but some people do like it there and they want to come into a back bend. That's totally okay. The purpose of this position is to keep the feet inverted, the feet up over the hips here. And you could stay here for 3-4 minutes, maybe even longer, just depending on how it feels for you. And you could conclude your practice this way, okay? So traditional Shavasana, this variation of supported shoulder stand, or with your hips next to a wall, feet up the wall for Viparita Karani, all right? And that will be sort of the final position for your yin practice. If you're going to now begin the Hatha Yoga practice with me, the more physical practice, we'll go ahead and start to begin the practice, okay? But thank you so much again if you join me for the Yin, and look forward to our next session. Until then, Namaste. Inhale, arching as you come into cow. Exhale, rounding as you come into cat. Now, if you've already done the restorative portion, you've already done this sort of sequence Vidalasana towards the end, when that's fine. Continue to do a bit more. Hopefully the spine is feeling loose and limber. For those of us just starting the physical practice, we want to flow with the breath here and begin to work flexibility and mobility in the spine. Organically moving any way, shape, or form that feels good for you. Good. Slowly lower the hips down, the pelvis down, the legs and the quads, belly down, okay? Toes pointed away, tops of the feet pressed down. Baby cobra, inhale, lift here. Exhaling, hug the belly in, maybe your hands hover off the floor. Feel free to reach the hands out. Hands come back, slowly as you press up here, back to neutral tabletop. Right foot extended back, press ball of the foot into the floor, root your hands down, belly button in, reach your left hand forward, align shoulders, look down, right foot heel lift and extend it away, hip height in Chakravakasana or sunbird pose, belly button draw it in, lengthen breath through the nose. Point toes inhaling. Exhale, opposite knee, opposite elbow, or knee to forehead. Reach, inhale.
Exhale, contract. Reach, inhale. Exhale, contract. Now this time, option to extend and then reach around with the same hand as you bend the right knee, reaching for the top of the right foot. Now belly button, draw it in. Pressing floor away, right? So don't let the shoulders, chest drop here. Press floor away and actively press the foot shin into the hand. You might look down or you might look up and to the left. Slowly as you release. So one more time, inhale. Exhale, knee, elbow, or forehead. Good. Hand back, left hand comes back down, knee back down, turn the right hand over, top of the right hand gently pressing, curl the fingers, close, open, close here, right? You're making a reverse fist almost. If you want a little bit less, keep a little bit more bend in the elbow, and then open, close the hands. If you want a bit more forearm wrist stretch, straighten out the arm nice and easy. Eye of your right elbow facing forward. Lean your weight back just a bit here. Pick up the hand, make a fist, circle that hand around. Neutral tabletop. Let's extend the left foot back. Ball of the foot, press it into the floor. Hug the belly in here. Cat out of the lower back. Hands press floor away. Lifting left foot heel, hip height, belly button in, reaching right hand forward. Chakravakasana on this side, so actively pressing through the left hand. Breathe through the nose. Good. Now point toes, inhale. Exhale, opposite knee, opposite elbow. Reach, inhale. Exhale. Reach, inhale. Exhaling. One more time. Now, extend, sweep right hand around, reach for the top of the left foot, firmly grasp. And as you press floor away, your left hand is pressing also, belly button in, and maybe you look up and to the right. Slowly as you release, hand comes back. The left knee comes back. Let's turn that left hand over. Gently sit back just a little bit here. Bend the elbow a little bit and open hand, close hand several times. Opening, curling the fingers towards the wrist. Just like the other side, if you want a bit of a more of a stretch, eye of your left elbow facing forward, you sit back just a bit. Good. Onto both hands. Let's come up into our first downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana, and start to walk the dog here. Pedal out the feet, right and left, alternating bending of your knees. Good. As you settle the heels down, feel free to use blocks underneath your hands if you need to. And you're pressing block or the floor away from you here, sending your head towards your thighs. Nodding head, yes, maybe shaking head, no. Hollow out the lower belly, pull it up and into the spine. Root the feet down as best as you can. Keep your quadriceps active and contracted here. Excellent. Look forward, step or walk forward. Now, feet can stay apart a few inches, or you could keep them together. Lift, lengthen halfway as you inhale. Exhale, forward fold. You can bend the knees more here if you need to. And pendulum sway, ragdoll side to side. If hypertension or vertigo, or if it doesn't feel good for you to keep your head below heart level, you could be resting here. So head is more about heart level. You can shake the head yes and no. Also those with any back procedures or lower back injuries, the forward fold might not feel as good, right? So you have to sort of be aware of those sensations, and you have to modify as you need to. Good. Let's inhale and come up all the way, sweep the hands with us. Exhale, we'll bring the hands to heart center. Keep a soft bend in the knees. Send the pelvis forward, belly button in. Root the feet down. Straighten out the spine here. Inhale the hands up. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you swan dive. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, high plank. High plank, inhaling. And exhale, you can modify Chaturanga if you need to. Knees, elbows hug them in. Mindful with the shoulders here, right? You don't need to go so low. The transition could be right there. Tops of the feet down. A lazy upward facing dog here. Exhaling, pulling the hips back and up, downward facing dog. Heels settle again. Let's take 5 cycles of breath through the nose. Inhale, bend knees. Exhale, step or walk forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fold. Good. Now keep a little bend in your left knee and your right knee, and you alternate this sort of march in place. We try to keep the feet flat and keep them from moving. Hips and knees move together as they alternate. Belly button will draw it in. We'll try to relax the head down, unless, of course, we need to keep the head up a little bit higher. Good. Now with the knees bent and the belly resting on the thighs, interlace your hands behind your back. You don't have to bring your palms together. You can if you want. But I want to keep the interlace a little bit more relaxed. Let the palms stay apart and send the hands up and overhead. Now I'll draw the belly button in and slowly root the feet down and see if I could press the knees back a bit. If that's a bit much for the legs, I'll keep the knees bent. I'll elongate neck, shoulders away from ears, and gradually let the weight of the hands send them forward and down, maintaining breath connection. slowly I'll bring the hands back. Release the interlace. Forearms to the thighs. And again, head slightly above heart level. Shake head no. Nod head yes. Root the feet down, brace through the core. Inhale, upward salute, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Samastiti. Inhale, chair, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway Ardha. Exhale, high plank, Phalakasana. Hold belly button in, adjust your hands. Good. So statically building internal heat or tapas. Now, as we send the hips up and back, we root the left foot heel down and elevate the right foot heel, inhaling. Exhaling, Shavasana. Bend the knee and turn the hips open to the right. Notice where your weight's shifting. If it's coming more into the left hand, switch to the right a bit so your right hand is also pressing. That way you don't exhaust your left shoulder and your left hand wrist. Good. As you come to center and inhale, square up the hips, point toes. Maintain extension through the heel like you're stamping your back wall. Therefore, you're pressing still your hands into the mat, sending your head towards your knee, towards your thigh. Now, slowly inhale, high plank. Exhale, bring that right knee in and take it as much as you can forward with the foot to plant the foot down between the hands. Come on to the fingertips. Spin the back foot heel down and lower your hips to the floor. If the heel comes off the floor, then you might be back here. Your hips might be a little bit higher. If you're sending pelvis lower towards the floor, belly button, you hug it in and you glue that left foot heel down. Now this is where blocks might help, one on each side. Shoulders away from ears, energetic through the left quadricep, through the inner thigh, and hug the belly in. Now, root down into that front right foot also. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, settle into it. Maybe your stance wider. This time your palms face up. And notice how that rotation through the arms feels for your shoulder girdles. Maybe a mudra in each hand, index finger, thumb come together. Inhale, extension, relax the hands, exhale to your waist. So you have a wider stance over here. You're lifting out of the waist, belly button, draw it in, tuck tailbone underneath you. Gently shake the head no here. And nod the head yes. Bend knee again. Inhale, reach with the right arm up, right hand high. Exhale, sink a little bit lower into that front heel, belly button in, and then send the left hand back. Cat out of the lower back so you're not back bending. You can actually draw your right hip pelvis to the left and bring the left hip pelvis back a bit here.
Inhaling warrior two. Exhaling cartwheel that left hand back down as you circle pivot. Lower the left knee, shin top of the foot. Ardha Hanuman, extension. You can bring the toes towards you. Right hip draw it back, left pelvis forward. Soften into your forward fold. Right hand can hold the foot, extra flexion there, okay? And if you're bracing through the core, as long as your knee on the left side is supported, so make sure there's some kind of cushion underneath that knee, especially if you're on a harder surface, then you could bring both hands over that foot. If you had the hands there, slowly you release. Shift weight back forward. You're still in your low lunge. Block on the left side in case we need it, or hand to the floor. Inhale, sweep that right hand high. Exhale, continue to reach. So your torso comes to the midline, inner thigh close to the belly here. If you want a bit more, curl toes under on the left side. And your left knee comes off the floor. Broad through neck and shoulders. Option for wrapping right hand arm behind back. Inhale, sweep right hand up. Exhale, now right hand on the inside, again block in case you need to, spin the left foot heel down, and now, so I might use a block for example here, just to give myself a little bit of a lift here, okay? Belly button in, pelvis hips towards the floor, inhale, sweep the left arm high, stay broad, open through the chest here. Exhale that left hand back down. Now, as you shift your weight and you circle to your left, you're right in your separate leg standing forward fold position, Prasarita Padottanasana. Inhale, shift the weight slightly into the heels, and then start to shift the weight into the middle of the feet, towards the balls of the feet, torso long, soften into your forward fold. Relax through your head and neck. Hands press, head, torso come back, about shoulder level, right? So we can heel toe the feet a little closer together. Hands circle clockwise to face forward again as we come to face forward, and we step or slide that right foot heel back. And high plank, we're inhaling. In Chaturanga, we'll exhale. This time I'll slowly lower down again to Cobra position. Now, I'm going to bend the knees here and bring the feet together. This particular sort of engagement is a little bit more for the lower back. So I want you to be really gentle here, okay? The feet are together. You hug the arms in and your hands are beside you. Inhale, press hands, brace core, and lift off the floor. Exhale, pelvis relaxing towards the floor as you keep the feet together, right? So notice as you relax the feet down, a little bit less for the glutes and the lower back, And if you curl and you flex, it's a bit more. So hug that belly in. And the feet are dorsiflexed here. Curling toes towards you. Exhaling, lowering back down. Now we wiggle a little bit here so the knees and the thighs come closer together. This time we stay long, interlace hands. Again, the interlace could be loose. Neck long. Shalabhasana locust, we hover off the floor. Feet off the floor, knees, thighs off the floor. Hug the belly in, engaging glutes. Elongate through the spine as much as you can, so we're not trying to compress through the lower back. So my hands are down right now, closer towards my hips. I'm not engaging so much through the lower back because I'm focusing on extending shoulders away from ears and elongating through the neck just a bit more. Exhaling as you release. The forearms can rest here, so you could wiggle the hips a little bit left and right, or windshield wipe a little bit here, left and right, left and right. Good. Slowly come back up, inhaling, and downward facing dog, exhaling. Pedal out the feet here a few times, settle them down, feet about hip distance apart. Root them down here and really settle into your downward facing dog or Adho Mukha Svanasana. Lengthen breath through the nose. Bend knees, inhale. Exhale, step or walk forward. Halfway lift flat back, Ardha. Exhale, forward fold. Bend knees again, rest belly on thighs. And one more time, interlace hands behind back or reach for opposite elbows here, maybe. And as you're exhaling, now you root the feet down, internal rotation and activation through the quadriceps, sending the knees back and forward folding. Option for the interlace of the palms to come together or loose and the palms are apart. Shifting the weight more into the balls of the feet and sort of rooting down through the toes. Gently as you release, bend knees to prepare for a chair position. Now we'll start in a higher chair just so we can engage that Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha and keep that back upright. Torso upright posture, okay? And we'll reach the hands forward, maybe palms face down. Energetic. Exhaling, shifting weight back into the heels. The knees shift back a bit, so as you peek down, you can see your toes. Lift the toes and fan them open. Sit lower if you want, mindful with your knees. Bandha's active. Inhale, come up. Exhale again, hands to heart center here, namaskara, pelvis forward, micro bend the knees if you need to, belly button in, tuck tailbone underneath, gentle back bend here, or supporting your weight with hands here, supporting your back and your hips. Inhale, sweep arms. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Good. March in place a little bit here. Lift, lengthen halfway. Inhale. High plank, exhale. High plank, exhale. Now, hold here. Belly button draw it in. Elevate the left foot here now. And as you press hands into the floor, three-legged dog. Inhaling, glue the right foot heel down. Exhaling, Shavasana. Open hips to the left. Stack up the left hip above the right. Notice if your weight's just shifting into the right hand. Shift the weight to the left just a bit so you're evenly pressing into your hands. Maybe looking under your left armpit towards the ceiling. Softening through the neck. Back to center. Inhale, point toes. Exhale, stay there with the extension. So you're still pressing floor away, stamping the back wall, really gluing your right foot heel down and actively hugging in the belly. Now hover to plank. Inhale. And exhale, draw that knee forward so that the foot can get closer and closer. And you have to push floor away in order to land the foot between the hands. Or you walk it forward. Spin the back foot heel down. Kind of find that sort of heel arch or heel line. And then your hands to the floor or to the block, maintaining lift through the heart center, but sending the pelvis forward and down. Glue the right foot heel down. Okay? If it comes off the floor, you want to come back, and the hip might be a little bit higher. Over time, the hips lower, neck long, shoulders away from ears, right? As energetically you root down through that back foot. This is sort of the foundation for a deep warrior one. This low lunge position. Good. Now bring the left hand on the inside. Use block if you need to. Root that foot heel down. Inhale and sweep that right hand nice and high. Option for the wrap. Notice the neck and shoulders, what they're doing. Sukham, ease and comfort there. Longer neck, shoulders away from ears. Inhale, right hand. Exhale, come down. Pivot, lower the right knee shin, top of the foot to the floor. Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Inhale first. Exhale, hips back. Lift toes off the floor if you want here, or you could root the foot down too. Right pelvis forward, left hip back. And then you can hold here with the hands, soften through the neck and shoulders, relax into your forward fold. If you're going both hands over the foot again, something supporting the right knee shin as you relax and forward fold here. Actively hug the belly in. slowly as you release, right? And hopefully you're noticing and paying attention to the quality of your breath. Now, block on the right side in case we need it. Hand on that block. The left knee shin can stay down. We slowly come up. Inhale, sweep that left arm up. Exhale, start to fine tune the asana here. Now maybe curling toes, lifting knee. Inner thigh close to the belly. You might not need the block on the right side, right? So modify as you need to. Option for the wrap. Softening neck. Inhale, sweep left arm. Exhale, left hand comes down. Right foot heel, spin it down. Alignment here first. Warrior two as we inhale. And exhale, settle into it again. Your choice. Palms can face down or face up, but gradually wider stance and sink lower with that warrior as you root down through the feet here. Pelvis, draw it underneath you, tuck tailbone underneath you, Uddiyana Bandha, belly in, engaged, sink low. Drishti forward. Inhale, extension. Exhale, relaxed hands to the waist here. Shrug the shoulders again. Shake the head no. Okay, nod the head yes. Now, you might heel to adjust just a little bit. We're going to bend through the left knee again just a bit here. Pelvis turns to the right a bit. Notice the left knee wants to come to the right also. Keep that left knee to the left. Lift and lengthen out with the left hand as you inhale, so you elongate through the torso. Exhale, reverse your warrior, sink the hips a little bit lower. That right pelvis, you pull it back a bit here, left pelvis forward, while the knee to the left stays to the left. Hug the belly in, cat out of the lower back, option for the wrap. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, pivot, and step that left foot back. Bicycle, go through a flow. Modify chaturanga if you need to. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out, bicycle it out. Bend knees, inhale. And exhale. Tippy toe forward, walk forward, step forward, or hop forward. Your choice. Halfway lift flat back, Ardha. Exhale, forward fold. Option for gorilla pose, hands underneath the feet, Parahastasana. Peace fingers hook big toes, Parangushtasana. Your choice of the forward fold. I'm going to take Parahastasana because I want the toes to press, line up into the creases of the wrists, and I'm going to wiggle and massage my wrists and my hands. Shifting weight to the balls of the feet, shoulders draw away from ears. Gradually taking the bend out of the knees.
Slowly as you release. Again, halfway up. Slowly now. Those with any lower back issues, you want the support of your forearms here. Those a little bit more challenge for the core and the lower back, hovering here, shifting the weight more onto the balls of the feet. And you might even lift the heels off the floor. Exhale, lower the heels back down, bend knees, a wider stance with the feet. Inhale, come to chair. Exhale, samastitihi. Sweep hands, inhale. And gentle back bend, exhale. Back to center. And exhale, hands rest beside us. Now, for standing half moon Ardha Chandrasana, Bikram variation, we're going to heel toe the feet close together, maybe even get the toes to touch, the inner blades of the feet to touch here. Belly button, draw it in, and again, shift that tailbone underneath you. You really want your bandhas active here, okay? Root the feet down. You're extending out of your waist, sweeping hands overhead, interlacing and releasing your index fingers. Now, your biceps, frame them by the ears or slightly behind, but don't let the shoulders come up into the head and neck like that. Draw the shoulders back and down. Energetically continue to reach through the index fingers. Maybe palms touch. Inhale. Exhale, up and over to the right. Belly button, draw it in. Right shoulder, chest, draw it forward a bit. Belly in, thighs are strong. Gaze forward, chin off your throat. Right hand constantly pulling on the left. Back up to center, inhale. Exhale, up and over to your left. Hips to the right, right? You're reaching hips to the right, but your left hand is now pulling on your right to the left, up and over to the left. Left shoulder, draw it forward, right shoulder back a bit, chin off the chest, shoulders back and down. Root the feet down. Uddiyana Bandha, engage, hug in belly. Inhale back up. Exhale, relax the shoulders here and shake out the arms. You could bring the feet apart just a bit. Really limp arms here. Shake it out. Shake out the shoulders. Shake out the arms. Shrug a few times. Shaking head, no. Nodding head, yes. If you want a little stretch for the neck, interlace behind, and you might just sort of stretch it out just a little bit here. Sometimes this feels good for me, but again, be mindful with your neck. Good. Feet together. Inhale, sweep hands high. Exhale, Garudasana, right arm underneath the left. So you have the hook here. Beginner level, you're trying to come across and down to stretch the back of the left shoulder.
A bit more advanced, you're coming for the full wrap, maybe even the hands interlace. I like to draw the elbows down, maintain lift through the crown of the head to really get a good stretch across the back of that right shoulder. As I wiggle the feet a little bit closer together, draw the belly button in, shift the weight into your left foot, pick up the right and cross over. Beginner level, you'll kickstand, right? Tippy toes touching. A bit more advanced, you're lifting the foot off the floor. A bit more, you're trying to come around and get that foot to wrap behind the left calf, all 5 toes sticking forward. Then you'll bring the knees back to center, sort of in line with the elbows, and you'll sit back low as you draw the belly button in. You maintain lift in the chest. Slowly as you release, inhale, exhale, left, under, right. So again, the hook across and down, the bind if available, stretching the back of the right deltoid, shoulder, belly button in, sitting low, feet close together, right? Bandha's active, right? Sit back, lift up the left foot leg, cross, and again, level by level, maybe kickstand, etc., as you come into the position, into the asana. The legs work against each other, right? That tourniquet effect works, keeps the legs working against each other to keep the knees down the midline of the body here. Chest up, torso upright, belly button in, hips sitting low. Slowly as you release. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Lift, lengthen halfway. Exhale, chaturanga. So I'm just modifying, right? You could do full chaturangas. Upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, belly in, shoulders roll back and down. Keep pressing here. Option for, again, the flexion if you want. Inhaling. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Shake the head no. Nod the head yes. Good. Walk or step forward. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Exhale, Namaste. Good. Now we'll come to standing head to knee, but we're going to go ahead and work it level by level. So I'm going to shift the weight into the left foot, and I'm going to start to elevate and hover here, thigh parallel, 90-degree bend roughly, bandha's active. So initially you're here. If steady there, you're sort of almost locking out the leg, right? Almost. Rounding back, interlace all 10 underneath the foot. And some might be there. And you could stay here, continue to balance. Pretty challenging already. If you want a bit more, thigh parallel with the floor, extending right foot heel away. Maybe forward folding. Shake it out a little bit here in a little march. Good. Shift weight over to the right foot. Root the foot down. Lift up the left. Draw belly in. Stand nice and tall. Again, a lot of Uddiyana Bandha engagement, especially in this particular asana. Belly in, rounding back, flex toes, interlace all 10, firm grip. So really flexing toes towards you. If steady, you know what to do. Easy with the lower back. Slowly as you release. Again, a little bit of release here and a little bit of a back bend. Good. Step to the back of your mat, feet together. Bring the hands up, interlace the hands, release the index fingers. If that's a bit much, you could start Namaskara hands. Because as we come to that warrior 3 position, you could have the hands here, then you could airplane the arms open. I'll go with the more traditional balancing stick, interlacing the hands, releasing index fingers, and taking a step forward with the right foot, and hovering the back foot off the floor. Root the foot down, hug the belly in, pointing toes away. Square up the hips. Slowly as you come back. Traditionally we keep the hands up, draw the shoulders down, and step with the left foot forward. Slowly as you come back. Shrug the shoulders. Inhale, sweep arms. Exhale, forward fold. With your hands, walk to the high plank position, then adjust feet. High plank inhale. Chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog with inhale. Stay there with the exhale. Continue to relax pelvis and glutes, but do hug the belly in. Look to the right and to the left. To center, inhale. Child's pose, exhale, Balasana. Lengthen breath through the nose. Exhale it out. And feel free to rest arms besides the legs here, palms face up. Good. Slowly come back to your neutral tabletop position. Move through some Vidalasana, cow and cat on your own. Next, go ahead and have a seat on the sit bones in Vajrasana or diamond pose. If this is a bit much, block between the feet, maybe even 2 blocks, and sit on the block. Okay? So we're going to be here. Stretch for the ankles also. You're coming to the forearms nice and slow. You can also bring blocks with you if you have additional blocks, and you might have the forearms on the blocks here. Initially, I'm going to keep the knees wider apart. I'm relaxing through the belly, and I'm trying not to engage the glutes here so much. I want to slowly come down to the mid-back, upper back, and shoulders, and really soften down through the shoulder girdles. Okay? Option for hands to reach overhead and hold opposite elbows. Then I might start to wiggle the knees and the thighs a little closer together. A lot of drawing in of the belly button now. And I like to relax the glutes here, focus on wiggling the knees closer till I feel my sort of point of resistance and maintaining a soft, steady breath there. The breath elongating the torso, so maintaining that lift through the trunk of the body. Hug the belly in, especially on the exhales. As you come back, you could hold on to the ankles here, press into the elbows, or nice and slow as you come back up here. Okay? Lift up just a bit and send your weight forward. Curl toes underneath you, and then bring your torso forward and up. So now you're here. Hopefully here your back is getting a little bit of a break. Especially your knees are getting a break, right? So you're here. Now, Ustrasana or camel pose sometimes is taught with the flexing of the toes and coming back for the heels this way. I personally like the tops of the feet down, and I'll have the blocks here, the blocks sort of like positioned this way, and I'll gradually come back. Beginner level, hands to waist is okay. If the flexion is okay for your knees, if something is soft is under your knees, you could try sending the pelvis forward, maintaining lift and length as you come back into camel pose, Ustrasana. If the tops of the feet are down, you want to go a little bit deeper, or if that particular flexion you don't like it, use blocks if you need to, or heel and heel on each side. Right? Lift through the heart center. Belly button in, shoulders soften back down. Relax the head back, sending the hips, pelvis forward. Breathing through the nose, maybe lion breath through the mouth as you open and stick the tongue out. Slowly come back, easy with the lower back. Come down, sit and send the feet forward. Bring a strap or a towel or a block with you. We're going to counter, or pratikriyasana, counter neutralizing pose for the back bend. We're going to sit up tall, inhaling. Exhale as we work the forward fold, Paschimottanasana. You can hook the big toes, lift and lengthen out of the waist, hug the belly button in, soften through the shoulders and neck.
If you want a bit more, block at the end of the feet. You're reaching for the block. Slowly as you release, cross the legs, shift weight forward, step your feet back high, plank, inhale, chaturanga, exhale, upward facing dog or cobra with inhale, downward facing dog, exhale. Pedal it out, bicycle a few times, root the feet down for downward facing dog, lengthen breath through the nose, feel free to sigh it out through the mouth. Really pressing heart towards the thighs, releasing between ears and shoulders. Maybe even the eyes of the elbows are slightly rotated to the face, up and forward. Come forward, have a seat, and send the legs forward again. We'll come to cow face pose or Gomukhasana. If Gomukhasana is not accessible for you, you could cross right over left and work your seated twist. If you're working for Gomukhasana, you're bringing the legs more over each other. So you notice the sort of like the knee joints are almost lined up here in the center. A little bit of a squeeze down there, so I gotta be careful. Belly button, draw it in here, and now. So you notice the legs have this shape, right? And the knees are roughly over each other. Now, we can work a little bit of a twist here and a nice release for the glute on the right side. Hands together. So this is just the sort of leg, the cow face pose, but only the leg version. I'm going to show you the hand variation also. But let's work this twist first. So inhale, lift, lengthen. Exhale, plant that arm outside of the thigh. Okay, so left against, and you're here, hand on top of hand. And belly button in. As you work the little twist here, and the hip opening through the right side. If you want a bit more, you might come a little bit lower, and with the back of the left arm tricep, press against the top of the right thigh. Now slowly as you come back. So if right leg went over, right arm is going to come behind, limp arm here. You might use a towel or a strap, and the hands might find each other, or you're working up the back and you might see if the fingers can find each other, or you're holding the strap here, okay? Maybe we can even do the block, hold the block this way. No, I'm not sure how I would grab the block. I probably can't. So it helps with, sort of stiff shoulders, a little bit here. Slowly as you release. Shrug the shoulders a bit. Okay? Uncross and extend that right foot heel away. Bring the sole of the left foot to the inner thigh and sit up tall here, belly button in. Okay, just extend and maintain the lift and just let the knee get a little bit of a release. Now, let's try a variation here where we plant the left foot down this way. Okay, so the foot's kind of pointing away, and I'm sitting up here reaching for the right foot. Elbow on the inside. I want to keep this knee thigh away, and I want to hug in the belly. Reach around with the left hand and over for the top of the... Notice how my knee's coming in, right? I want to try to keep it back and away. You drop the right forearm on the inside of the calf, and you can hook the toe, the big toe, with the palm of your right hand facing up. If this is a bit much, bring the sole of the foot to the inner left and inner right thigh here, up and overhead. You're here in variation B of Janu Shirshasana. Slowly as you release, send the foot forward, the left foot here, shake it out a little bit. Just to get a little bit of a release here, come to a reverse bridge, hand position any way that's comfortable for your wrists, send the hips up. You might even come onto the tippy toes. Hug the belly in. Exhale, lower the hips down. Crossing left over right, so you might again take the seated twist variation instead, or left over right for Gomukhasana, cow face pose, knee over knee here, lined up, really tighter angle through the legs, but sitting up tall, belly button in, maintain the lift, turn to your left, palm on top of palm. If you want a bit more, you're traveling further diagonally to the left here, belly in. If that's a bit much, you might be back out here. You might feel more comfort just simply staying there and working hand or back of the right arm, pressing gently against the left thigh. Slowly as you release, come back up, left over right with the leg, left arm coming up, and limp arm with the back, trying to reach around and see if the hands can find each other, or again, you're using your strap. And some forward fold here also. Slowly as you release, shrug the shoulders again a bit. Nice and easy, release the leg. I'm going to just go ahead and face this way. Extend the feet out, shake out the knees, massage the knees if you need to. Extending through the left side. And again, you could bring the sole of the foot in. I'll start this way again, just like I did on the other side, just for the sake of symmetry, energetic symmetry in the practice. So I'll try this variation, then I'll switch to the foot to the inner thigh. Okay, so sit up tall, belly button in, left hand sliding, reaching for that left foot. Up and over with the right hand maybe. Keeping that right knee away, hug the belly in here. And then sole of the right foot to the inner left thigh. So you want to draw the left shoulder forward and turn to draw the right chest shoulder back if you're going to look up, okay? Palm of the left hand facing up, hook the big left toe, relax the elbow forearm down.
Slowly as you release. Now, your right hand comes down here. Use the right shin and the left foot to press floor away. Excellent. As you come down, switch, come in, and do it on this side also. So hips upright, shoulders relaxing. Slowly as you release. Come to face forward. Give yourself enough room. Come on down to the back. Hug the knees into the chest. Circle the knees around. Massage the lower back here. If it feels too good to roll into a ball and come into Apanasana, go ahead and do that. Press the lower back into the floor. Soften through the neck and shoulders. Good. Releasing for your passive twists or anything else that brings a little comfort to your mind-body vessel. If you need to back bend or shoulder stand or anything else, please feel free to do so. Supported shoulder stands can be done with your hips resting on a block, the feet inverted, elevated here, and the feet hovering just over the hips. Happy baby pose maybe for a final little stretch also. That's another option. Extending the feet apart one at a time or both at the same time. Excellent. And then when you're ready to set up for your Shavasana, go ahead and do so. I'm going to go ahead and just grab a cushion, place it underneath the legs here to give the lower back a little extra support and comfort as it settles. The legs also can rest a little bit on a softer surface, relaxing across the shoulders and upper back, and relaxing the head down here. Swallow once or twice, soften through the throat. And gradually your calm, natural breath taking over. If the neck needs a little support, maybe a block for the head to rest on. As you gradually reconnect again with conscious breath, you can also wiggle toes and fingers a little bit here to introduce movement and sensation again throughout the body-mind vessel. Now as you lengthen your inhale, See if you could pause for a few seconds at the top of the inhale. Try that again. Slowly, as you blink the eyes open and close, motion through the hands and wrists, feet and ankles. Maybe a nice long pencil stretch. And exhale, hug the knees back into the chest. Circle around, massaging the lower back. Rock back and forth. Mid back maybe. Coming to your favorite side, nice and slow when you're ready. If it feels good to do some passive twists, go ahead and do that. And then from your favorite side, slowly pressing floor away and coming back to a seated position. Feel free to sit on a block or any other way that you're comfortable. Cross-legged or sitting on the knees, on the shins, if that's more comfortable for you. Shrugged shoulders up, back, and down a little bit here. And gentle rotations again through the head and neck. And let's go ahead and seal our practice together. Inhale, sweep of hands overhead. Exhale, soften shoulders, palms stay together. And Anjali Mudra, we draw it down to the heart center. Gratitude for this day, the space that we share. Gratitude for your time, your commitment to your practice, to your health, and of course supporting this program. Until our next session, which I look forward to, rest well, stay healthy. Namaste.